Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to set up your debut theme. Now debut theme is the free theme that comes with Shopify, and the first thing we're going to do is actually go to the online store theme section right here, and then we're going to click on customize. So after this video I'm going to actually show you guys how to set up Turbo Theme. Now Turbo Theme is a paid theme, it's quite expensive, but that's what we actually run for most of our stores. But for beginners out there, I don't think it's a bad idea to use the free debut theme. Your conversion rate will still be very good if you set it up properly. It just won't be nearly as high as Turbo Theme because Turbo Theme has quite a lot of features that help it optimize for better conversion rates. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to take a look at here is the header. Now you want to place your logo over here, and if you remember from our Photoshop graphics portion of the course, we created a logo together. So we're going to actually upload our logo over here. So let me just open up the folder, and let's go into desktop, find the elements, and here's the logo that we made together. So we're going to put this in over here. Alright, perfect. Now the logo is a little bit tiny, so let's try to make it a little bit bigger. Maybe about this size will be, yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Now let's take a look over here. So you can make a little announcement here, so let's click on show announcements. We'll show it for all the pages, and for the announcement we could just say 50% off plus free shipping worldwide for the announcement. Then you could put a link over here. You could link it over to the product page. And then let's take a look at some of the theme settings here. So once you create a Facebook page, you want to input your Facebook page link over here, and then it'll display the Facebook icon in your footer element over here. But because we don't have a Facebook yet, we don't have an Instagram yet, we're actually going to just leave it blank. And let's go back over to the main section. So the first section you see over here is an image with text overlay. So let's click on this. Now this is going to be the main banner on the home page. So let's select image again, upload, and we're going to upload the home page banner that we made together in the Photoshop section of the course. Alright, so that's looking pretty good, but now we have this image overlay over here. So what we want to do is we're going to actually remove this part, and I'm going to actually change the section height to large so it covers the whole screen. And actually the shop now is a little bit cut off, so I'm going to actually make it extra large. Now it's going to utilize the entire height of the entire image, and we're going to actually take the heading off here, and we're going to take the text off here, just because we already have text on the image. Now the next thing you want to do is we're going to add a button link. Go to product and click on the next traction device. So what's going to happen here is when somebody clicks on the banner, it'll take them right to the product page. Now that's looking really good so far, so let's keep on going down. And the next element you see over here is featured collection. We're actually going to take the featured collection out, mainly because I want people to visit the product page, because on the product page we're going to have all the descriptions written down over there to try and convince people to buy it. Now if you try to sell the product on the home page, your conversion rate might be a little bit lower just because you don't have all the copy elements incorporated on the home page that's going to describe your product. So actually on the home page, maybe all I'm going to write for the home page is showing them how the device works. Now if you remember in the copy portion of the course, we talked about writing copy. So I actually have that pulled up right here. So we're going to actually just take the copy from this portion of the course, which is the how does it work section right here, and we're going to incorporate that into this section over here. So if you take a look right here, this is a copy that we wrote for the how does it work. So I'm going to actually copy this part, then I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to change the heading to how does it work, and then I'll paste it in over here just like so. Oops. I'm not sure what that error was. Let me just try this again. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to actually remove the italics on it. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now we just need to make sure we put an image over here, and that's the same image we're going to use on the landing page. Now we made this image together in the Photoshop section of the course, so make sure you guys check that portion out. So that's the image. We're going to place that right here. Now so far the home page is looking pretty good. I think there's just one more element, maybe two more elements that we want to incorporate into the home page now. That's going to be a call to action again right below this portion right here. So we're going to select this image here, go back. Now there's this slideshow section over here. Now you can use this to display a slideshow of testimonials. But for this homepage, we're actually not going to use any testimonials. I'm just going to put a call to action button right here. So let's go down and try to find the call to action button. Now I think the rich text one has that feature, so let's place that over here. And actually it doesn't. Hold on, let me double check. I think the image with text has that feature actually. Let's just take a look. Yep, so it's got the button label and it's got the photo over here. I'm not sure actually if I could remove that photo though, because I don't want a photo to be here. So it looks like I can't remove it. So let's just remove this section again, go back to the rich text. And sorry if it's a little bit confusing, guys. I'm not really used to using Debut. It's been a couple of years for me since I used Debut. I've been using Turbo for all of my stores. So right here we're gonna say, let's just go with this part first. We're gonna say save 50% off when you buy today. That's gonna be the first part. And then right here we're gonna say 30-day money back guaranteed. And then we could say our biggest sale ever. And then right below this, maybe 2 spaces, limited time only. Okay, perfect. That's looking a little bit off for some reason. I just feel like the design aspect here is just not looking that clean, so I'm actually going to take this part off right here, and then instead I'll replace this part with a shop now, and I'll highlight this in bold, and I'm going to actually link it over to the product page. So let's open up Mr. Neck again. And let's go over to the product page. Let's grab this link over here and then replace that with the actual product link. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. It's actually better to just click on this and link it directly to the product. So if in any chance you decide to change your product link, it'll automatically update. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We can change this over here. Maybe we could change this to our guarantee. Alright, so that's looking pretty good now. I don't think you have to focus too hard on the home page. We're going to be mainly sending people to the product landing page. As long as your homepage looks pretty professional, it's not going to have a huge impact on your conversion rates. After a lot of experience now running these stores, I've figured out that although the logo and the way you set up the site and how professional it looks definitely can impact your conversion rate, at the end of the day, it's mostly from the creative, your targeting options, and then the price of the product. So I've seen some websites that are absolutely garbage and they still convert like a motherfucker because their offer, like the product price, is so good, their creative is very good, and their targeting is on point. So even if you're not the best designer and you can't make the most professional looking website, I would say that your best bet is to move fast, test quickly, and make sure your creatives and offer is on point. Alright, so that looks pretty good for me. I'm going to move on to the theme settings now. So let's take a look at the colors over here. Now if you take a look at the headings and links, it's in a dark gray, and I think that looks fine. The only thing I'm looking here to change is the sale price, and I want the sale price to match up with the color green of Mr. So I'm going to open Photoshop again, and I'm going to grab this color. And I'll put that in for the sale price. I'll also put that in for the primary buttons. And I'm not sure why my computer's lagging so much right now. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's take a look again. So now the buttons are matching our color. I want the text to be dark. And I think that looks pretty good so far. Alright, so the colors are good to go. Typography, usually I don't touch it. I think the default Shopify ones are pretty good. You could definitely change it if you want to, but sometimes if you don't know exactly what kind of fonts to use, it might look worse if you change it. So most of the times I never touch it. Now for the search feature right here, we don't have to enable this feature because you only have one product, so there's no use for people to search. So we're going to take that off. And then for social media, as you know, you're going to want to fill out this information once you actually create your Instagram, your Facebook, your email. That's when you can fill this part out. And the favicon, we made that together in the Photoshop section of the course. So let's put that in. Now the favicon is actually the icon that you see right here. So once you put this in, when you go to the actual website, you're going to see your own logo. So let me give you an example here. Oh shit, that's actually the wrong favicon. Let me just double check. So that's favicon PNG. I must have made the wrong one because I actually had another recording and I accidentally wrote Mr. Posture and not Mr. Neck. So I had to make another one. But just know that I'm gonna change this back into Mr. Neck. Let me just show you guys though what it looks like once I update the actual site. So now let's refresh this. And as you can see, our new favicon is in place. Alright, so now the add to cart notifications, I think it's good to have this enabled. And then for the checkout, you definitely want to start customizing this a bit. For the logo, just place your logo in here. We're going to center align this. And then everything else looks pretty good. You really only have to put the logo in and then make sure you adjust the colors. So to this screen and the buttons to this screen as well. Now let's save that. And now we're basically finished with the homepage designs. The next thing you want to work on now is the actual product. So let's click on catalog over here and scroll into the actual product itself. Now here we are on the product. The header you don't have to change. It's going to be the same across your entire website. But this product page or this product page thing is in control of all of these elements over here. So we're going to actually enable the quantity selector because some people like to buy multiple units, so I definitely recommend you to check this on. We're going to allow show variant labels, and then I'm actually going to turn off dynamic checkout. It's actually this buy it now button right here, and then we'll keep the social sharing buttons enabled, and this will show once you add the Facebook and Instagram account to your theme. Now for the media elements, I definitely like the medium size. We don't have any videos, so we don't have to check that. And then we'll leave all of this on. And then for product recommendations, you actually don't have to turn this on because you don't have any other products to sell. Unless you decide to put in some other products related to your products, then you can check this on. But if you don't, then you can just turn it off. And then finally for the footer, we're going to enable the show payment icons. And then we're going to keep the background color as is. We're going to allow, I don't think we have to enable this because usually I don't translate my pages into multiple languages. Facebook is pretty smart. It's going to be able to find people who can read English and speak English after you spend a little bit of money. Plus you have the option to target specific languages, so I always recommend to target English when you're running your Facebook ads. So you don't have to actually leave that on. And then for the currency converter, I'm just going to check that off. I know a lot of people recommend using currency converters, but I've actually realized after running these stores for a long time that a lot of the stores where I don't have a currency converter actually have a higher conversion rate, because the majority of the world trusts the US currency and they trust the United States. So even if I'm selling stuff to like Europe, I might have an even higher conversion rate not running a currency converter, because people believe that my store is an American store. So I'm going to keep that off. And then for the quick links down here, we're actually going to get to this soon. This is for the footer menu. We'll just write customer care in this section over here. And then we're going to write, this section should also be a bunch of links. Let me change this. Let's actually remove that and change that into menu. And we'll write about. I'm going to actually move that up to the top. So in the about section, you're going to be putting in stuff such as the FAQ, the about us, the contact us. In the customer care, you could write stuff like shipping and delivery, return and refunds, customer testimonials. And we could change the menu here. Oops. Alright, we gotta change the footer menu. Well, maybe we'll just make it the main menu for now. We'll get back to this once we get into the navigation section. And then for the newsletter, I'm actually going to take it out. Most people do not sign up for the newsletter in the footer. And I'm going to actually change this into text. And I'll write customer service hours. Then I'll paste in the customer service details here. Now these are the customer service hours for our VA teams. You're going to have to figure out your own customer service hours and then change this. And then I'm going to write the email support@mrnuck.com. Alright, so the footer is basically done. All we got to do is go back and change the navigations over here. We're going to do that once we make the additional pages. So let's save that. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to start customizing the product, because it doesn't look that good right now. So let's go back here, click on products, click on the neck traction device. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to change the name of the product, because neck traction device does not sound that great. So we're going to change this to Mr. Neck Cervical Neck Traction Device. Now that just sounds a lot more professional than neck traction device. Next thing you want to do is you want to add a description in. So the description, we made it together in the copywriting section. I have it pulled up right here. So the first portion of the description is this right here. So I'm going to grab this and I will paste that in right there. I'll make sure to remove the spaces. And I'm going to also remove the italics. Alright, perfect. And then I'm going to hit save. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to replace the product image, and we made this in the Photoshop module of the course. So we're going to click on add media, and we're going to click on the product image. So basically all I did for the product image was I cleaned out this Chinese logo on the top left and replaced it with some white background. So I'm going to replace that image right there. Next, I'm going to actually delete. Oh, they must have updated this. I'm going to actually delete this media right here. Perfect. Then I'm going to adjust this a little bit. So I'm going to put the variants right after the main product image. And then I'll display these two images. This just shows how the device is kind of working. I think it looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it in there. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to open the bulk editor here. And let's just double check the pricing. So $30 for the product, and then the compare that price is $60, giving people a potential 50% discount. Now that's looking pretty good. So the next thing you want to do now is start populating the description feed over here. What's interesting is on this theme you can only have a single column product description. So let me give you an example. So when you refresh this page, as you can see, there's only a single column here. But on Turbo theme, you're able to have double columns. So I can put an image here and some text here. But because we're on Debut, you can only do single columns. So we're gonna add everything into this portion of the description. So the next portion of the copy that we wrote was the benefits. So let's write the benefits right here. We're going to bold that, and then right below here we're going to add the image of the benefits. So let's upload the file here, and then we're going to go to Lender Image 1. Now, I'm not sure why my internet is lagging so much, but it's quite slow right now, so bear with me. Alright, so let's insert that image right here. That's looking quite good. Then right below this, we're going to paste in the description for this part, just this portion right here. Now I've got to remove the spaces over here. Perfect. Let's click on save. Now let's take a look at how the website looks. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think the font might be different from here and here because I copy and pasted it. Let's just double check inside the HTML code. So you just gotta click on show HTML. Now we want to scroll down to the word the benefits and see if there's a font layer applied to it. Strong font weight. So it looks like there isn't, so it must be the same font. Okay, so it is the same font. So let's go back then and let's start writing the next portion. Actually, I want to make this a little bit bigger. I think it's a little bit small. Maybe make it a heading 2. Alright, perfect. That looks a lot better in my opinion. So the next portion is we have to add in the next portion of the copy. So let's see what that is. And that is the results. So let's copy this portion right here. Let's write down results. I'm going to make that into a H2 as well. Paste in the results. Remove the spaces. And then right below here, we're going to place the image of the results. It's going to be Lender Image 2. Perfect. Let's insert that. Save it. And now let's take a look at the website. That's looking pretty good. I'm not sure why the results. Oh, so this one is bolded and this one is not. So I'm gonna also bold that part. Now let's go on to adding the next section of the copy. And the next section is going to be how does it work. So this is the same image that we used on the home page. We're gonna use it again for the product landing page. So how does it work? Now let's bold this and turn this into a heading 2 again. And then let's go and grab this image and the copy. I'm gonna place the image right there. So this is landing page image 3. Insert the image, and then right below it we're gonna paste the copy again. Remove this, remove the spaces, change it from italics back to normal font, and then let's move on to the next section. The next section is who is it for? Let's grab the copy over here. Let's write who is it for? Now we're gonna bold this, turn it into a heading 2, and then place the landing page image 4 into this section. Alright, let's insert the image right here, and then we're going to copy and paste to copy once more. Change it from italics, and then move on to the next section. So the next section is the FAQ. Now this is pretty important because it's going to answer a lot of questions that people have before they want to purchase the product. By having an FAQ section, you're basically reducing the barrier for people to make a purchase because you're answering the questions for them. They could technically hit up your customer support and ask the question, but most people are too lazy to do it, so make sure you include an FAQ. Make it bold, change this into heading 2, and then paste in your FAQ. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I think we have one last section. I guess we have two last sections, and that's shipping and delivery, and then the risk-free guarantee. So usually I include the shipping into the product page because you want to address your exact shipping times or the estimated shipping times. Because by setting customers' expectations straight from the moment they buy it, you're going to run into less issues with customer support. Let's paste that over here. And then finally, let's add in the guarantee. 30-day guarantee. Bold that. And then heading 2. Copy this. Paste that in right there. And yeah, there you have it. There is a nicely designed product page now. Oops. Let's go take a look. Alright, cool. So here's your product page. Our colors are matching everything. The logo, the color for the pricing, the buttons, variants are working, quantities working, the first description of the product images here look professional. Now let's take a look at our funnel. Basically that looks pretty good. Like I said, on debut theme you can't have multi-columns, which is what I don't like about this theme, because there's so much empty space on this side that could be utilized to help you increase your conversion rate. But on mobile it's not a big deal because you can only have one column anyways. It's just that on desktop your conversion rates might be a little bit lower. Alright, so the product page looks good. I think the next thing we have to do is setting up all the pages for the navigation menu. So let's go back to the site. We're going to go into online store, pages, and we're going to start adding pages. But the first thing you want to do first is generating your terms of service, privacy policy, etc. So we're going to actually go into settings over here, and we're going to go into legal, and we're going to actually just click on create from template. Now this is the easiest way to do it, and most of the times it's probably the best way to do it. It's just that for your refund policy, most likely you're going to want to modify it a bit to fit the kind of refunds that you want to offer people. So keep that in mind when you're generating these pages, and I definitely recommend you to modify your refund page. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it as default. Alright, perfect. I'm going to save this. So there's the refund page. The next page is the privacy policy. I'm going to go back to pages. On that page, privacy policy. Paste that in over here. Click on save. And then we're going to go to terms of service. Let's paste that in over here. and then we're gonna go to shipping policy. But actually I have my own shipping policy. I'll give you guys a template for the shipping policy that we use. You could definitely generate it if you want to, but I'd recommend using our custom one just because the shipping and delivery could vary, and the Shopify default policy is quite different from what you're going to be offering people from a dropshipping store. So let's save that. I'm going to go back here, go to pages, and then we're going to add shipping and delivery. Let's paste this in over here. Now this is the same policy that we used for Mosquito Trap X, so I have to modify the support email down here. Mr. Neck. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's save that. And the next thing you want to do now is go into your navigations and start updating those main menus. So for the footer menu over here, we're going to remove the search because we don't need it. And then we're going to add the refund policy. We're going to add the privacy policy. We're going to add terms of service. So there we go for the customer care portion right there. Perfect. Now then we're going to add another menu over here, and we're going to call this about. We're going to click on save. Now on this menu we're going to add a page for shipping and delivery, and then we're going to click on save. And then we actually want to make another page for contact, so we're going to click on add page, contact us, and you got to change template suffix to page.contact. Perfect. So now if you view the page here, because we changed the template, it looks like this. So let's go back into the navigation, and we're gonna update the about and add in the contact page. And finally we're gonna add the product into the link, into the about section as well. We're gonna say Mr. Neck. Maybe we'll call this by Mr. Neck. Go to products and link your product here. Save the menu. Go back. Now you have all the pages added into the footer. So let's take a look at the site. As you can see, the footer has been finally updated. I guess this part needs to be updated still. Let's go back into customize. Go to footer. I'm going to update the menu over here to the about. Yep. Let's click on save. Now the footer has been updated. I think the last thing we have to do is updating the main menu over here. So let's go back over here, go into header, and as you can see, the main menu is set to main menu currently. I think the only buttons that you really need is home and a buy now. So we're gonna take catalog out and change that into the actual product link. So let's go back into main menu over here and change that into the actual product. And then we're gonna click on save. Actually, let's change the word catalog into buy now. And then we're gonna click on save. Alright, so I think that's about it for the entire store design on Debut Theme. The next video is going to be on how to design your store on Turbo Theme. Now Turbo Theme is a lot more complex because there's so many features on it, but I'll do my best to walk you guys through it as best as I can. So for the end of this video, let me just give you guys a quick view of how it looks like on Debut Theme. So for the header, we have the logo, we got the home and the buy now, we got this top menu saying 50% off plus free shipping. We have this main banner that we made together in Photoshop. We have a quick snippet on how the device works, and then we have a little guarantee down here that links over to the actual product. In the footer, we have the shipping and delivery, contact us, the buy button, a refund policy, a privacy policy, and a terms of service. We also have our customer service hours. And then finally we have the payment methods down here. So if you click on shop now we're on the product page. We have a nicely cleaned up stock render of the product. We have multiple different variation images to show them what the different colors look like. And then we have two other professional looking photos that kind of displays how the device actually works. Now if you take a look at the copy over here, we have a quick intro of the product, the benefits, the results, the how does it work, who is it for, the FAQ, shipping and delivery, and then a 30-day guarantee. And then some icons to share it on social media. So yeah, that's about it for the store design on Debut. It's not that hard, so don't stress about it too much. And if you're not a professional at designing or you don't have the best eye, I wouldn't say it's going to impact your store's performance too much. So don't stress about it that much. Just move quick, test quickly, and don't worry too much, because like I said, most of the conversions are going to come through the product, the price, and the creatives and targeting. So yeah, best of luck to you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video.